Hey, what's up guys? Thank you for tuning in here. Today's video, I'm going to be taking a look at another release in the Transformers War for Cybertron trilogy Netflix line. This is Bumblebee. So I really wanted to say Earth Mode Bumblebee, but that would be redundant. This is the only Bumblebee that's been released in the War for Cybertron trilogy line. We did not get a Cybertronian version, even though he appeared in the Siege cartoon. He didn't transform into that, so I don't even know if they had an idea. So this is probably always the idea, especially after Earthrise Cliffjumper. So he is an officially licensed Volkswagen Beetle, which is exciting. They don't usually hand out that license too often, so I'm really excited to have this, a new Generations or Classics version of Bumblebee from his G1 design. So let's go ahead and crack him open and see what he's like. And here we have the little guy free and out of his box, and he is little. Just a heads up, if you are used to Transformers size classes from maybe like 5 to 10 years ago, he kind of brings in around a more scout class size. As far as deluxe size figures go, he is on the small side because, again, he is a remold of the Earthrise Cliffjumper. Here they are together, the two little mini-bot guys. They look great together. You can see the remolded bits in the feet, the remolded heads, the roof of the car, as well as the chest, and then the back ends of the vehicles are different, so that parts for me piece on the back is a bit different. So he looks awesome. I really like this Bumblebee as an updated G1 Bumblebee. He looks great. Before I get into his detail, I do want to look at him next to the original Classics Bumblebee. This is the Reveal the Shield version, so it's got the movie stripes and all that, but just to get an idea of how these two molds look together, if you are curious, he used to be a little smaller for Deluxe, so you can only imagine how small this guy is now. But as far as engineering goes, if we're getting figures of kind of this caliber, I'm fine paying more for figures this good. You know, size is irrelevant on that front, so cool with me. And for Bumblebee's robot mode, he looks fantastic. He looks just like the original G1 cartoon model. Put him right next to the original Masterpiece Bumblebee. You're going to see they both look a lot alike because they share a lot of design cues. The way the back of the feet and the front of the car transform, where the back end of the vehicle mode ends up, and then also, this is a parts forming piece. I know some people really hate that, but I might as well get it out of the way now. This is a parts forming shield, as they call it, so you can take this and plug it into his hand, and he can use it as a shield, or it can just hang out on his back, so it's a nice little option for it. I'm going to go ahead, since I've shown it off, and just move it to the side. So, Bumblebee looks fantastic. I want to say the only thing I'm a little iffy on is his head sculpt, unfortunately. The head sculpt in and of itself, I suppose, is fine, but there's no smirk. There's no real emotiveness to it that makes him, you know, like, look really alive. And it doesn't help that they picked the, like, deadest light blue paint for his eyes possible. So I'm definitely going to get in there, repaint his eyes, because he looks like he's offline. But everything else is fantastic. I love the way the feet are molded. Again, it looks like right out of the cartoon. I might add an Autobot symbol right here, even though he's got one on his foot, because I just really want to fill that space. But it doesn't look bad. He looks really bright and clean, and I'm just really digging it, especially from the side. Something about his profile just really screams Bumblebee, or specifically G1 Bumblebee. As for Bee's accessories, he again does come with the back piece of the vehicle, and he also comes with a repack of the Earthrise Cliffjumper bazooka. So I think it's kind of funny. Bumblebee never had anything like this. He never used a bazooka. So I think it's kind of just funny to see this little family-friendly guy just have this terrible weapon. The bazooka can't, of course, break down, so just take this part off, unplug these, and take off the rests, and you can just plug those into his hands for some regular looking big pistols. They are big, but they're basically just pistols at this point, and I like that a lot more than the bazooka. But the thing that I prefer more than anything is going to be what came with the Centurion drone pack. So that came with a really nice G1 Bumblebee gun. So there it is, for the first time putting it with him out of that pack. I've had that pack for like a couple months, and he finally has his gun. So that right there is how my Bumblebee is going to live. B here does have a really nice range of movement. Let's go ahead and straighten him out. His head here is on a ball joint, so you can get a little bit of up movement as well as a tiny bit of down. The head can go left and right this much, but you're going to want to watch out. The chin there kind of collides with the black cuff piece on the neck, so just make sure you don't want to scuff up the chin paint. The arms at the shoulder rotate 360. They go in and out at that hinge. They can rotate 360 at the bicep. You're going to get that much of the elbow. The wrists rotate 360. The waist can also rotate 360. The legs go forward and back that much. They go in and out that much. You also have a nice thigh swivel on the inside, as well as a nice knee bend, and then some ankle pivots. So he has no shortage of articulation at all for modern stuff. He looks great into where he might be a little bit smaller on the shelf. The way he emotes and the way he poses really packs the punch. And for Bumblebee's transformation, I'm a big fan of this transformation. I find it really fun. And I know we just had Bumblebee's backpack here detached, but for the sake of the transformation, you have to take it off. So let's just kind of do the full thing. And here we have Bumblebee in his vehicle mode, and the small man gets smaller. I'm really excited to have this vehicle mode. It is an honest to goodness Volkswagen Beetle. You can see right here in the rims as well, as far as the detail goes, he has a VW logo on the inside there. That is really nice, and just everything around, his headlights, his tail lights, I don't know the name of this detail back here, but all of this greebly detail back here, it looks great. He's got painted door handles. I think he looks wonderful in this mode. I want to say the only thing that's odd about him is you can tell right here, this is all molded plastic, but for some reason, this part looks like it's painted. So my camera's kind of picking it up, where one part of his vehicle mode looks like it's a lighter yellow, like one side looks painted and one side looks molded, even though I'm pretty sure that both of these are molded. It looks like maybe this has paint on it. So I'm not entirely sure why that's happening, or if every version is like that. Maybe mine just looks weird. But yeah, after getting in the light box, I really noticed that. But the other really cool part about him is usually when they're doing translucent plastic for windows, they'll just do the whole piece and cast translucent plastic and then paint over it. This is actually a separate piece of plastic that makes the roof of the car and the stomach of the robot mode. So that's really, really nice. This isn't going to scratch a lot or anything like that due to paint loss. So it'll still scratch, don't gouge it, but it's not going to lose anything like that. And that actually back here is also the same thing. This is an inserted piece of translucent plastic. That is a wonderful, wonderful touch. To get him compared here as well, here he is with the Classics, the Classics Bumblebee mold. This is the Reveal the Shield version. Still, I don't really feel like digging my Classics one out of whatever box he's in, but there's the size difference and just how those two different cars scale up to each other. They look great together, but I think this guy's going to be taking his spot while he drifts off into retirement. Bumblebee here is a fantastic little figure, and honestly I think it's a little unfortunate that he isn't exclusive. As such a widely revered character as he and such a great figure, he really would have done the main line well. So I hope everybody that wants him is able to get him easily, and it's not impossible to find. So if you have any questions about this figure, maybe something I didn't cover in this video specifically, please feel free to leave a comment in the section down below. I'll get back to that as soon as possible. Feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this content, and thank you guys for watching. Happy hunting. Peace.